The worst thing has happened. I don't have words. Let's get right into what's happening on day 4 of the DDHL playoffs. Jumping into it, the Chinks are losing 8-2. Now, why did that happen? Because Shestershkin pulled off the shutout against Pittsburgh. He got the win, no goals allowed, 30 adjusted saves with the shutout plus hat trick. Jerry did not get blown up enough for that to be a major consideration. He only allowed 3 goals. That actually improves his goal against average to 3.62 for the week with 12 adjusted saves. Now, other things happen with the skaters, but the Stallions were already ahead on a lot of skater stats. So if we look at the summary, oh no, Barry! Barry, what happened? Barry drops goals against average, now behind over a full goal. He is also behind in adjusted saves, 42-40. Close, but when you're losing 8-2, it's not close enough. And the offensive stats, still a low scoring affair, 8-6, 15-12, 3-2. That could flip. 6-3. That could flip. Truck, Barry, you're not flipping that. And despite losing 8-6 in goals, Barry is ahead 2-1 in game-winning goals. So the two stats that Barry is ahead in is wins and game-winning goals. 8-2. If we take a look at the matchup preview, it's still the same as it was yesterday. Barry, 6-4 loss is what you could expect against the Stallions. If we take a look at the goaltending, let's just flip to the summary. Fantrax is still projecting that Barry will win the wins category and pull ahead in adjusted saves. But being behind a full goal, he's only expected to improve to as good as 2.92, which is not going to beat the Rock Stallions. He is not expected to catch up in goals or assists. He will likely pass in plus minus, not special team points, definitely not truck, and game-winning goals. He's expected to pick up one more there somewhere. Now, Barry pointed out in a response to my video that picking up Vasilevsky wasn't just about potentially winning this year. It's about the long term. And I can totally see that. I still think Gabi should not have traded him Vasilevsky. And even if Barry doesn't win the championship this year, I think that Barry wins that deal handily. That being said, you picked up a goalie to try and put away the Stallions, who have probably the best goaltending in the league, and you're losing goaltending. You gave up offense to do that, and now you're losing offense too. The trade probably makes a ton of sense for next year, and I will expect Barry to be one of the top contenders for next year. But ouch. Oh man, to go from being like the only team we were looking at in those first few weeks of the season to now being a first round exit in the playoffs. Ouch. Anyway, now let's flip over to something that's much less surprising. John is still losing 8-1 with one tie there. Let's just take a quick look at what happened on the day. So Dano did a little bit of something. Aho did something. On the day, John is still falling behind in stats, 3-2. Malkin's doing you nothing with -1. Carter's doing nothing with -2. Austin Matthews, another 2 goals. Matthews is just destroying these playoffs. Peterson, 1 goal, 2 assists. That's nice, I guess. Cole Caulfield, 1 goal. He's been great for the Jedi this second half of the season. And yeah, some plus minuses and assist here or there. Goaltending wise, now, if John were to have any chance to try and pull this out, he needed this to happen. He needed Elvis Merzlikins to give up a bunch of goals. He gave up 4 goals. He only got 7 adjusted saves. He needed Jonathan Quick to fall on his face. Jonathan Quick lost as well. 3 goals allowed, 12 adjusted saves. But Jake Allen continues to absolutely sabotage the Jedi's chances to win any goaltending stats, also allowing 4 goals. Now, he picked up the win, 7-4 win by Montreal, but 4 goals against is not going to pick up the stats that John needs to beat the good-looking guys. So if we look at the overall standings here, Mike doesn't have a goalie win yet. Against any other team, even Barry's terrible performance so far, Mike would be in a lot of trouble, which, that should signify great things for, I guess, for Jake, who's going to be facing Mike next week, it looks like. Because 3.53 goals against average and 19 adjusted saves, that's very beatable. Just not when Jake Allen is your only goaltending. 1 win, 4 goals against, 13 adjusted saves. And that was just for the day. So let's look at the period. Looking at the period, still very beatable. 1 win, 3 goals against, 75 adjusted saves. 75 is a lot, fair enough. But Jake Allen, yikes, 4.51 and 14. Despite John, doing a little better, he's still falling behind in everything. 12-7, 18-3, 7 to -9, 8-7. Truck's the only area. Truck and truck only. Looking at the preview, John now expected to lose 8-2. And if we look at the summary, he's not expected to catch up in anything except special team points, which, hold on, was he winning special team points? Yes, he was. No, he wasn't. He's behind in that. He's ahead in truck. So, yeah, he's expected to lose everything except for wins and special team points. And, looking at his current score, 5 goals is a lot to catch up. 5 assists is a lot to catch up. We're getting close to a 20 difference in plus minus. Now, John might say that plus minus is a bullshit stat, but he would be losing to all of the playoff teams in plus minus right now. John, you just have to build your team better. That's it. I mean, get guys who aren't on shit teams, drop your love for Columbus or whatever the fuck, and don't play goalies like Jake Allen. This is coming from the 12th place team. I mean, I was playing Linus Ullmark. Obviously, I'm not much better in goaltending, but I know I'm not making the playoffs with Linus Ullmark, and you're not going to win a championship with Jake Allen. Anyway, let's get rid of that. We're heading into the weekend. Friday night, just looking at what we have here for games. We have tonight 540 minutes from both Mike and John, and maybe Pavel Francouz gets a start. And then looking at the Chinks and Stallions, 420 minutes for the Stallions and 600 for the Chinks. And the Chinks maybe get Vasilevsky going against Boston, but the Chinks are in so much trouble goaltending wise, and I don't think Boston's a team likely to get shut out. As the caption says, the worst has happened. The Stallions got the goaltending they needed to put away the Chinks. And, John hasn't just done anything. So we are very much looking at a Jake versus Mike semifinal and a Car Young versus Rock Stallions semifinal, which, as I said yesterday, I think Jake is likely going to beat Mike. These goaltending stats are good enough to beat John, but they're not championship quality. And Jake just has a much better offense than Mike. And then as far as Carr versus the Rock Stallions, I think that's the most interesting matchup. I think the Rock Stallions do have the goaltending to handily beat Carr. Carr's hoping to pick up wins, which, this would have been the week to do it because, you had the Pittsburgh versus Rangers matchup, which means automatically Derek wasn't going to have every possible win. But the Stallions really need to pick up something other than goaltending. Even if he gets a shutout, that's 4 categories to Car Young's 6. He would have to pick up truck. Car Young was tops in the league in truck this season, or plus minus. And Carr is very good at building his skaters up to be a dominating force. So, a Jake Carr final looks like the most likely outcome to me right now, but I'm jumping ahead a week, and this is a week after I said Mike had no chance against John. So what do I know? Anyway, guys, a lot of fun. I am looking forward to see what happens over the weekend and then what happens next week, because it looks like this week's pretty much done. Let me know what you think, and have a good one, guys.